Whoa. What is up, guys? Coming at you with a little mini-series, 3-part mini-series. I'm going to be taking you through my 1 year of squat, bench, and deadlift progress. We're going to start this week off with the first lift in every powerlifting meet, the squat. If you hear all that noise, doors open, so he's running around, whatever. But we're going to be doing the squat here. Like I said, in this video we're going to be looking at where I've come from in my squat. So it's been exactly pretty much 1 year. If you read my Instagram post, you saw all about it. But it's been pretty much month to month, June to June, 1 year since I really started powerlifting, 1 year. And the first clip you're gonna see is it's a 250-pound squat. Both were 5x5s, and both were the first set in the set. So we're gonna be looking at that, use that as kind of my intro into my kind of categories. The categories we're gonna be going over are my setup, the bar path. That's changed. I feel like that's been a big part of my squat. I feel like that's definitely been something I've worked on. My hand position and bar position, those have also changed, so I think I would like to touch on that. This whole video is going to be not how to squat, but it's going to be what I have done to progress my squat. And since my squats have been feeling very, very good lately, I thought I would share with y'all what I'm feeling, so maybe it can stick with some of y'all and we can move forward and we can grow together. So with that said, we're going to start rolling these clips and we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna get in there. So without further ado, let's go. First thing we're going to be looking at is my 250-pound squats. So my 5x5 versus my other 5x5. These are exactly 1 year apart, 2016, 2017. So it gives you a good visual of how far my squat has come. This was pre-beard too, so you can laugh at that. That's always fun to look at how baby-faced I was. But just based on how I had to speed up this clip, the speed on those was completely changed in 1 year, which is what we hope for. Totally different, definitely something we're looking for, but that is always good. Good to see the progress. It means that you're doing something right. So it's always nice to look back on a year from now, and then you can see where you're at, and it really helps motivate you moving forward. Which leads us into my first thing, which is my setup. Something that I feel I do very well. Throughout my, I guess, powerlifting prep, that is something that hasn't changed very much. We're gonna look at that same clip again, but you can see I roll up onto the bar, position it quite nicely, a little rock back and forth, and then the bar is off. Usually towards closer to a powerlifting meet, like you see here, I start to worry about my 1, 2, 3 step. Not so much whenever I'm, high rep sets, but when I kind of nail it down, I go into the more specific step. I'll go over that in another later video. But as you can see, I look at my hand position, roll up under the bar, and then it is a shimmy, shimmy. Yeah, it's like 2 or 3 shimmies to find that bar position. Oh yeah, and then I'm squatting. It's unracked. I'm getting in my 1, 2, 3 step, and then we're squatting. That is something I like to preach, is consistency. You don't want to have a different setup every single time, because then your squat's all over the place. You never know where it's going to be. It's nice to have that one thing you can always go to. That's never going to change no matter what. So that's the thing, preach consistency. If you're doing it the same thing every single time, your mindset's right and you are going to produce where you want. Moving forward, we are going to be looking at bar path now. Something that has definitely changed for me over the past couple months. As you can see on the left, bar moves forward. That's something we do not want. We want that bar to go straight up and down. That means that, like we always heard, shortest distance between 2 points, straight line. We don't want any curves in there. We don't want that. If it's moving back and forth, that means you're losing the energy, you're off balance, that means you're having to put strain on a body part that you may not need it, or potential injury. We don't want that. So that's why when we look at this, the next one, the right one originally, but now we're looking at the full clip, you can see that the bar is going straight up and down. I am creating that movement because of it all starts with my thought process is butt back first, and then my hips and knees hinge at the same time. If you look here, you can see that first thing is butt, and then they both hinge down at the same time. It's almost like they're moving together, which is definitely what you want. Which just is causing me to have more of a low bar position, which causes that bar to move much more straight up and down, which is overall what we are looking for. And then we're going to just keep rolling right along here. Kind of getting out of breath, but last thing we're going to talk about on this video is my hand position and my bar position. These all can be tied together. It's kind of the thought process during each thing. But here we're looking at my hand position on the left. You can see I'm much wider. This is what I do now. As opposed to the right, my hands are pretty much touching my shoulders. I found that this caused more, whenever my hands are closer, it causes more shoulder pain. And it definitely hurts my wrist a lot more because the bar has to sit so much further into my wrist. It definitely isn't something that I liked towards the end of my preps. I'm finding now I can really keep my wrist nice and safe with this bar position. Definitely liking it much more. And then as we get into this next little clip, you can see that the bar is also further down my back. That's why I'm more forward instead of more in that upright position where you see my hands real close and it feels like I'm almost standing. That bar rolls further down and I get like into a more forward rolled position, which is how I've been getting more into my low bar stance. I'm really getting more of my back into it, which is helping with the weights a lot. But like I said, wider, I feel much more comfortable with my hands wider out. And then we're not talking much. It's like an inch or two on the bar, but it definitely allows me to contract my lats more, which keeps everything much more stable. I felt like when my hands were really tight, it was harder to flex. I know it doesn't make sense, but it didn't feel as good. Those are all the things that I wanted to cover in this video. I know this is a shorter video than y'all are used to, but that is okay. I'm gonna be doing one of these every week up until I think Sarah's meet, which is here in a couple weeks. So gonna be looking forward to that. Going back to Houston for a little bit for her meet. Yeah, that's all I can think about right now. Stay tuned for the vlog that's coming out on Thursday. It might be a little weird since this video is coming in the middle of the week as well, but with that said, guys, I hope you enjoyed, hope you learned something. Hopefully my failures and training can help you learn something, so you may take something from this, catch something that you might like to implement in your training. The more the merrier. If I can help you, you help me, you motivate me, so that is what we like. With that said, guys, thanks for the support. Catch you on the next video, which will be vlog, like I said, and then we'll hit the bench video next Tuesday. So stay tuned, and we will see you then.